Choosing where to live in Dubai with a family is one of the most consequential decisions you will make here. We're jumping right into it today, because honestly, that statement hits the nail on the head. When you're moving your family to a booming, fast-paced metropolis like Dubai, you're not just picking a nice-looking property out of some shiny brochure. You are choosing your daily reality. We're talking your morning commute, your kids' weekend routines, the whole shebang. And crucially, you're laying down the financial foundation for your family's future.
Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're looking way past the tourist glitz, the skyscrapers and those famous beach clubs. Instead, our goal is to give you a practical, totally grounded, and data-driven blueprint for families looking to settle down in Dubai in 2026. We're going to break down the absolute best neighborhoods for families, looking at the real costs, the legal logistics, and the everyday, on-the-ground realities of expat life.
Here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll tackle the Dubai family dilemma. Then we'll look at premium and established communities, followed by value and space neighborhoods. After that, we're crunching the numbers on the real cost of living, navigating visas, transport, and logistics, and finally, making the right choice. Let's get to it.
Starting right off with Section 1, the Dubai family dilemma. We're moving beyond the marina skyline.
Pretty much every family faces this fundamental trade-off the second they arrive in Dubai. It's like a giant puzzle. On one hand, you've got apartments. They offer higher rental yields if you're looking at it as an investor, incredible walkability, super central locations, and generally a much faster resale process if you ever need to move. On the other hand, you have villas. Villas give you that genuine outdoor space for your kids to run around in, much stronger long-term appreciation, mostly because land is scarce, and a quieter, more traditional neighborhood vibe. But they definitely come with a steeper entry price. Ultimately, your budget and how long you actually plan to stay will decide this battle for you.
Which brings us to Section 2, premium and established communities, the heavy hitters.
Now, if you've got the budget, these two communities are probably sitting right at the very top of your shortlist. But they offer two totally different flavors of premium Dubai living. First up, Dubai Hills Estate. Think of this as the modern all-rounder. It's got unbelievable urban convenience, a stunning 18-hole golf course, a massive mall, and, this is huge for families, top-tier gem schools right inside the master plan. Now contrast that with Arabian Ranches. This is your established gold standard for classic villa life. We're talking mature greenery, kids genuinely playing out in the streets, and it's home to the highly rated Jess School right on site. So Dubai Hills for that sleek, modern convenience, or Arabian Ranches for a classic, quiet suburban feel.
But hey, those aren't the only premium options out there. Communities like the Springs and Jumeirah Park offer some absolutely incredible benefits for families who just don't want to wait 5 years for the trees to grow in. You get beautiful, mature landscaping from day one, easy access to major business hubs like Media City or the Marina, and really wide plots. And what's absolutely crucial to remember here, because these are mature, established communities with zero new supply popping up inside their gates, they offer incredibly steady property value retention. Plus, the running costs are surprisingly low compared to those towering apartment blocks. Okay, but what if you want to stretch those dirhams a bit further? Let's move into Section 3, value and space neighborhoods, maximizing your budget.
If you're a young family, or maybe a first-time buyer, Town Square is hands down one of the strongest affordable options in Dubai right now. It's built entirely around this really cool 15-minute city concept. You can actually snag a 3-bedroom townhouse starting right around 1.8 million dirhams. It's got great schools like Fairgreen International nearby, plus parks, outdoor cinemas, retail, literally all within walking distance. It has this highly active, socially engaged vibe. It really gives you a proper community environment, just without that crazy central villa price tag.
But maybe sheer space is your absolute top priority? If so, Damick Hills 2 is your ultimate trade-off. Get this, you're looking at 3-bedroom townhouses starting around just 1.2 million dirhams. Sounds amazing, right? Well, the catch is that it sits quite a bit farther out from central Dubai. But listen, if you're comfortable with a slightly longer commute, you're getting generous outdoor space, water play areas, and sports facilities at a price point you just will not find anywhere closer to the city center. All right, so we've looked at the property options from the heavy hitters to the value picks, but it always comes down to the multi-million dirham question, doesn't it? What does maintaining this family lifestyle actually cost your family every single month?
Let's get into the hard financial realities with Section 4, the real cost of living, running the numbers.
Here's the thing, the average cost of living in Dubai is not just one simple flat number. It is a massive range, and it's heavily dictated by where you rent and where your kids go to school. For a family of 4 aiming for a basic lifestyle, so maybe living out in the suburbs and utilizing budget-friendly schools, you are looking at around 20,000 to 25,000 dirhams in total every month. That's about 5.5 to almost 7 grand in US dollars. But step up to a comfortable tier, say a place in Dubai Hills with a mid-tier private school, and boom, that jumps to 28,000 to 38,000 dirhams monthly. As you can see, rent and school fees are the massive, unavoidable variables driving that huge difference.
Speaking of schools, though, this next number is going to be a huge breath of fresh air for parents. 2.35. That is the exact percentage cap for the newly approved 2025-2026 Education Cost Index. Basically, the Knowledge and Human Development Authority in Dubai set this cap to strictly regulate how much for-profit private schools can increase their fees. So, when you're budgeting those massive school costs, which, let's be honest, can sometimes feel like you're paying a second mortgage, you finally have some predictable, baked-in protection against sudden, runaway tuition hikes.
Oh, and here is a hidden cost you absolutely cannot ignore: service charges. They vary wildly depending on where you choose to live. In a standard villa community, you might pay around 4 dirhams per square foot annually. Not too bad. But move into a newer waterfront apartment, that can skyrocket all the way up to 23 dirhams. To put that into perspective for you, on a standard family-sized home, a high fee like that could literally add over 42,000 dirhams to your bills every single year. You absolutely have to factor this into your long-term budget.
Okay, now that the budget is set, let's talk logistics. Section 5. Visas, Transport, and Logistics. The anchors of expat life.
4,000 dirhams. Now that is the legal minimum monthly salary a male expat must earn to sponsor a spouse's visa. But please, do not confuse this with an actual livable budget. This is purely the government's baseline eligibility bar. As we just saw a moment ago, a family realistically needs 5 to 8 times this amount to actually live comfortably in Dubai. So keep that reality check in mind.
Now let's look at a much more exciting visa route, the Golden Visa. This is a 10-year self-sponsored residency, which is a total game changer. If you're buying a home, the property value threshold is 2 million dirhams. But here is the absolutely crucial update for 2026. The old rule that required a 50% mortgage down payment, it was completely abolished in February. This makes leveraging property investment for your long-term residencies so much more accessible for families. Plus, they've expanded the program to include educators, content creators, and experienced nurses.
So you've got your visa, but how is your family actually going to get around the city? Dubai's public transport is constantly evolving. Right now, the Metro Red and Green lines, along with the RTA bus networks, are great. And by September 2029, the massive new Blue Line will open, totally transforming access to eastern areas like Mirdif and Creek Harbor. But let's be super realistic about the summer season here. When it hits 45 degrees Celsius, even a short 5-minute walk to a metro station is just absolutely brutal. Because of that heat, car dependency remains really high for families during those summer months, literally regardless of how close you live to a train.
And we have one final logistical anchor to touch on: healthcare. It is legally mandatory for every resident. If you're a freelancer, or if your employer just doesn't happen to cover your dependents, you need to know that comprehensive international coverage for a family averages around 5,400 dirhams every month. It's a non-negotiable fixed cost, pure and simple for your family's safety and well-being.
We've covered the homes, the costs, and the rules. Let's bring this all together in Section 6, Making the Right Choice, the final blueprint. When all is said and done, honestly, almost everything revolves around this one concept: the school run. In Dubai, that daily commute to your children's school is going to dictate your neighborhood choice, it's going to shape your entire weekend routine, and historically speaking, it protects your property's long-term value more than literally any other factor. Communities that are near top schools constantly replenish with new families, which keeps demand incredibly robust year after year. So before you sign a lease, or certainly before you take out a mortgage, use this concrete action plan to test out your future lifestyle. Step 1. Actually go walk the community on a quiet Friday morning to feel the real vibe. Step 2. Grab a calculator and do the math on those hidden service charges and your DY utility bills. Step 3. Align your property choice with your long-term family visa goals, like that Golden Visa we talked about. And Step 4. Do not just imagine a perfect breezy winter commute. You absolutely have to factor in the harsh reality of that summer heat.
Because at the end of the day, the best family community in Dubai isn't the one with the flashes billboard on Sheikh Zayed Road. It's the one that actually aligns with your true daily routine and makes financial sense a whole decade from now. So I'll leave you with this to think about. Look past the marketing, look hard at your budget, and ask yourself, Which community fits how your family actually lives every single day? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, keep planning, and I will catch you in the next one.